Hey guys, welcome to the Tech Granth. So today we will solve this backspace string compare. This is also pretty interesting problem, and it is also asked in a lot of tech companies, especially in tech companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft kind of company. And if you see, it is a easy problem because you can use an additional data structure here to solve like stack, and it will be pretty easy. But the complexity of the problem increases when the interviewer will ask you to solve this problem without using any additional data structure. So I will just briefly explain how you can do it using an additional data structure, and then I will jump into the solution where I will solve this problem without using any additional space. So we will solve it in a space complexity of order of 1, which is constant space complexity. So suppose we are given these two things, these two strings are there. We have ABC and we have ADC. So if you are allowed to use an additional data structure, then it's pretty straightforward. You can put the first one in a stack. So you say I put A in the stack. Next time B comes, I put B in the stack. If I find a hash, I will pop out B. Then C comes, so I will put C here, and that's it. Same thing you have to do for the other string, that T string. So you put A here, then you put D here. Since hash comes, you pop out D, and then push C into the stack. So once these two are done, then basically you can compare these two string, and it will work for all sort of problems. So suppose you have to solve this problem. So here what you can do is, for S string you can put A in the stack, then you can put B in the stack. You encountered hash, so you pop from the stack. You encountered another hash, so you popped again from the stack. So this stack is empty. Now you have to do the same thing for this T. So you put C in the stack, hash is there, you pop from the stack. D is there, you push in the stack. Another hash is there, so you again pop out from the stack. So again for S and T, both the stacks are empty, so it means that both the strings are same, so you can return true in this particular case as well. And yeah, same thing can be implemented for all these as well. And that's it. That's the simple solution where you can use additional data structure. Now the question comes where you cannot use basically this part, where you solve it in order of n time and constant space, which is O of 1. So when this comes, then it becomes little challenging because you need to solve it in line. Whatever string is given, you need to do the manipulation of the string in line and then solve the problem. So for such kind of scenario where there is a backspace, or based on the next element you have to remove the previous element, the ideal way will be to start from the end and go towards the starting index. So here what you can do is, when you are given these two value, so for the first one, uh, you start from C. We'll compare C against this C. So let us put side by side and we will compare. So we'll compare this C and this C. So these two are matching, we are good. I will move my pointer to the next element. So I will have a pointer like here. So this is one P1, and here we will have a P2. So these two are matching, so we are good. We'll move the pointer here, and even for this one we'll move pointer here. So now we encountered a hash. So if a hash is present, then we don't do anything, we'll skip, and we have to skip the next element that will come as well, because hash means we are deleting the next element, because we are going from right to left. So it will be next element that we are going to delete. So we don't want to compare this hash or this T of this P1 and P2, so we need to jump the pointer to here to A, and same thing will be done here. We'll jump the pointer in this case as well. Okay, and now we will compare A and means P1 and P2. If those two are matching, then we are good. Otherwise we will we will return that they are not matching, it's false. So how do we solve this? So one thing that you have to keep in mind, that there can be multiple hash, so you need to maintain the count of the hash that has been encountered here, because if there are multiple hash, so you might need to skip multiple characters. So what we will do is, let me just quickly go through the solution here. So we will have two pointer, I will have I, which will be s dot length minus 1, we will have j, which will be t dot length minus 1, and we will have a counter for hash. So this will be 0 initially, so this will count how many hash is present which we need to skip basically. So it will be initially 0. Now we can put a condition something like this, where while equal to true, because whenever there is a mismatch we can just break out of the loop, no need to give a condition here. So we'll break out when there is a situation where we don't have matching character. Why we have to do like this is because it can happen where a case like this, we have the hash at different position and we end up removing all the elements. So to handle such cases we will have something like this, or we have something like a b c s, and then we have a b c and then w and then hash and then s. So in this particular case this w will anyway be removed, so these two are same. So to handle such kind of situation, we'll simply say it's true, and when the condition does not match, we'll break out of the loop. Okay, so when we start with this processing, I will say my counter is equals to 0, and I will first process the string s. So we'll say while I is greater than or equal to 0, I need to process, and I will say my counter, if my counter is greater than 0, it means I have to skip that particular record, or my character is hash. So s dot char at this position I, if this is equals to hash. So in these two conditions I need to move my pointer towards left. So if these conditions are satisfied, so what I will do is I will see one thing. If my counter, I need to increment my counter, because if I encounter hash, so that time I need to increment my counter. If it is not a hash but a alphabet, so in that way, in that situation I need to decrement my counter, right? So I will say if this is equals to hash, so in this particular case my value will be equal to 1, otherwise it will be equal to -1. If it is hash, then I will increment my counter, otherwise I will decrement. And definitely I need to skip comparison of this character at I. If I come inside this loop, I need to skip the comparison of this character, so I will just decrement my pointer I will decrement it to the next one to compare. And similar logic needs to be placed for the t also. So for t we have the value j here, so this will be j, and this also will be j, and this also will be j. So we compare the character of these. So, and before coming to j, we just need to reset the counter in case that counter was not equal to 0, or it became negative or something like that. So just to avoid all those confusion, we will reset the counter here as well to 0, and we will decrement j. Now once all these things are done, it means that we have skipped anything where we have a hash, or we have removed the uh, we have removed the or we have skipped the value after the hash. So we have skipped this d value by decrementing this I minus minus. So what we can say here is, if I is still greater than 0 and j is still greater than equal to 0, and my s dot char at I is equal to t dot char at j. So if these two conditions are met, so in that particular case we are good. It means that till now everything is matching, so I just need to compare the next element. So I need to just move towards left in both I and j. If one of these condition is false, it means that we have missed something, we have messed up. It means that the characters are not matching, or one of them has extra hash, which means that I has finished, or means like condition like this where we have A and B of different length, means S and T of different lengths. So this will be like C and this does not match with B. So if this is not the case, then we will simply return from here, and we will just break from this loop, saying that okay, the condition does not matches. So once we break out of the loop, if everything is fine, then I and j both should be equal to -1, because till I equal to 0 we will do the comparison and we will decrement the counter. So when we have to return, so I will say if I is equal to -1 and j is equal to -1, it means that everything matched correctly, and we will return true. Otherwise, if any one of these is not equal to -1, it means that something did not match here in this particular condition, and so we should return false. So that is it for this. So let us try to see if the logic is correct. Something is wrong here. S dot could not find symbol S, where it could not find symbol S. Oops, that was really silly. So this solution is accepted. Let me submit this. And yeah, it is accepted. So that is how you will approach a problem where you have to backtrace, or you need to derive logic where you have a previous element which has to be skipped based on the next element, or some processing has to be done on the previous element based on the next element. So this is the approach you will take, and I hope this was helpful to you. Do like, share, and also put a comment if you don't like anything. Put a comment if you like something about the video. So that's it. See you in the next one. Take care.